Welcome back, and today we're going to talk about some question and answers. You know, there's a lot of people, they're asking lots of questions regarding the Honda 300L, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to answer those right now. One of the subscribers, he asked me, I'm 5'10", and will that be too big for me, the 300L right here? And the answer is no. No, I think at 5'7", 5'8" is probably the smallest you want to be to get on one of these bikes. But if you're 5'10" and above, I think it's okay, no problem. Also, another one of the subscribers, he said that I'm 230 pounds. Am I too heavy for this beast? And the answer is no. 230 pounds is fine. There's guys like 250 pounds, 270 pounds riding this bike, and I don't think it's a problem. One of the subscribers, he mentioned that I'm a novice rider. I've never really ridden a motorcycle before. And is this 300L, is it too big for me to have for my first bike? And the answer is it might be, and you might want to just start off gradually, slowly, build yourself up, maybe go to a 150 and then progress to the 300. It's best to kind of start slower and work your way up. Another one of the subscribers, he asked me, why should I buy an enduro bike? There's lots of different motorcycles on the market. One of the reasons why I buy the enduro bikes, why I like them so much, is they're safe. They have that 21-inch front tire, 18-inch rear tire. They have the 11.2 inches ground clearance. That way, if you hit something like an animal or something, the chances of you crashing are very slim. You just hold on to the handlebars real tight and then you're safe. Because if you ride one of the 17-inch front tires, a friend of mine today, he has a 1000cc with a 17-inch tire. And I told him, I said, hey, if you run over a dog or something, a dog runs in your way, you're gonna probably crash. So I think you should be very careful. But I told him at the same time that if I run over a dog, because they dart out in the street where I live. On my last XR200, I ran over a dog going 90. And I thought for sure I was going down, but being that it has that 21-inch front tire, that high ground clearance, it was okay. One of the subscribers asked me, what was my worst experience I had on this 300L? And the answer was last week, I was taking a different turn, doing a turn, and there was a nail, a big nail, and I got stuck in the back tire. And I was in the middle of nowhere with no spare inner tube. And that taught me a lesson. You need to carry spare inner tubes. I wasn't even thinking about that. A 21-inch in the front and an 18-inch in the rear. Carry that spare. Today, what I do, I bought a spare inner tubes for the front and the rear. That way, when I travel and I have a flat tire, I can take it to a vulcanizing place. Just throw the tube at them and say, change that tube. Another subscriber asked me, what do I not like about the 300L? And one of the things that bothers me, maybe not you, but if I'm going up a hill and I'm turning right, it seems like the balance is off. And once in a while, I'll like fall off the bike. And when I drove the KTM 500 in California, I didn't have that problem. But with this bike, I had a balance problem a little bit when I was going uphill, turning right. It just seemed like I want to tip over. Also, somebody asked me, I'm buying one of these 300Ls. It's on order. And what are some of the tips when I get this bike brand new? And the tips is probably the bike is a little tight when you first buy it. And I didn't like it really. I was like, oh, I like this bike, but it was a little bit tight, the engine. And the longer I rode the bike, the more the bike seemed to settle in. Also, somebody asked me, what kind of wheelie bike is this from rank number 1 to 10? I would give it a 5. You got a wheelie in first gear, And the longer I have this bike, it seems like the better at wheelies. However, when I first got the bike, it didn't wheelie that great. Another person asked me, what are your safety tips for riding on the road? I ride on the road a lot. And my philosophy when I ride on the road is that nobody can see me on this motorcycle. It has LED lights, it has the 2 blinkers that stay on all the time. However, you got to ride with the mindset that nobody sees you and that you're invisible, and you have to keep yourself in good position to avoid any kind of cars hitting you. You have to be very defensive, a driver, as when you ride the motorcycle anywhere with any bike. And if you drive cautiously, defensively, you're probably going to be okay, but you have to be very careful, right? Another question somebody asked me, like, where are you at? The jungle's so beautiful there, the beach is nice. Where are you at? And it's a tropical place. It's in the Philippines. It's very gorgeous. It's very beautiful. And riding that Honda CRF is a lot of fun. Someone asked me, I didn't know you raced Speedway. Well, I've been racing Speedway since I was a young teenager, and Speedway got in my blood. However, I haven't rode for like 10 years. And the past month I rode Costa Mesa Speedway and had a pretty good time. Well, we finished Costa Mesa Speedway. We got 3 second place finishes. Someone asked me about the maintenance tips. One of the things that I always do every time I fill up the gas tank, I use the best gas, and also I tell them to go ahead and fill up those 2 bars at the top of the gas tank. If you fill up the gas tank to the very top, it can cause the bike not to work. It could cause lots of problems. So you got to give a little air in the gas tank. The Honda CRF is a fun bike. It's a dependable bike, and it might be the bike for you. Throttle control. Here's the throttle of the motorcycle. You want to have that control. Whoa! Welcome!